G'day everyone, I'm Dave. Thanks for joining me. Well, today is a very exciting day because OpenAI have just released the ChatGPT agent. We've been talking about 2025 being the year of agents. We've been talking about now the number one visitor to your website will more than likely be an agent, not a human, right? So we're in that interim period between the human visiting the website and the AI assistant visiting the website. So therefore the information needs to cater for both. So that's what today's talk is basically about. I want to show you how I've integrated my solution to address both of those, but realistically going forward, it's all about the AI assistants finding your business as part of their directory from their user. So let's go, without any further ado, down here to have a look at what the team at OpenAI have got to say. This is only brand new, just been released. This is a massive game changer. There's others around there, but when a major company starts to release things like OpenAI and Google and even Grok last week, huge upgrade, the updates are coming thick and fast. But the thing to remember is, this is the future of the way people will search. They will just go and say, I need you to do this. And the machine, the agent, the AI, the assistant, call it what you will go and do the work for you. And it will look for the truth. It will look for the conversation about what you want, and it will address that. So let's go down and have a look at this. Okay, so let me just get this so you can actually see me. All right, so this is the team at OpenAI. I've taken some snippets here just so we can look at some of the important bits. But yeah, we'll have a look and see what they've got to say.
So we started launching agents earlier this year. We launched Deep Research, we launched Operator, and people were very excited about this. People could see that now AI was going off to do complex tasks for them. But it became clear to us that what people really wanted was for us to bring those capabilities and more together. People wanted a unified agent that could go off, use its own computer, and do real complex tasks for them, that could seamlessly transition from thinking about something to taking actions, to using lots of tools, using the terminal, clicking around the web, even producing things like spreadsheets and slides and much more. And people wanted to be able to do this over a long time horizon and sort of for universal tasks. So the team has been working super hard to bring that together. And today we have ChatGPT Agent. It's probably easier to show it to you than to keep talking about it. It is one of the feel the AGI moments for me to watch it work. So let's take a look.
Awesome. Thanks, Sam. Hello, everyone.
Okay, so just pause it there for a minute. Okay, so that was Sam Altman introducing this very, very important new breakthrough. And I'll skip, there's a couple of key bits, so we won't go through the whole lot. I've just picked out a couple of examples, really just to back up my argument about where things are going. So we'll have a look at this next section now. So we'll go back down here.
Let's open up a browser, and to walk you through what's happening, here's Lisa.
So we can see now that...
So as mentioned, we gave the agent access to its own virtual computer, and the computer has many different tools installed, and it can choose which to use as it's working through the task. So in ChatGPT, you can see a visualization of the agent's computer screen, and you can see overlaid its chain of thought in text, and that's what it's thinking as it's working through the task and deciding what to do next. We gave the agent access to two different ways to browse the internet. First, we gave it a text browser, and this is similar to the Deep Research tool, and this is what lets it really efficiently and quickly read many web pages and search for them. And we also gave it access to a visual browser, and this is similar to the Operator tool, and this is what lets it actually interact with the UI of a web page. So it can drag things, it can use the cursor to click around, it can open UI components, it can fill out forms and enter text in text areas. It's very flexible. So those two tools are very complementary. And then we also gave it access to its own terminal so that it can run code and it can also generate and analyze files like slide decks and spreadsheets.
Yes, it also can generate the conversational
it's also able to call
code.
APIs. So both public APIs and APIs to access your private data sources like Google Drive, Google Calendar, GitHub, SharePoint, and many others. And only if you explicitly connect them, similar to Deep Research connectors. And then it also has access to the image gen API, so it can create nice visuals for slide decks and other things as it's working through its tasks.
How is it deciding which tools to use here?
Yes, we trained the model to move between these capabilities with reinforcement learning. This is the first model we trained that has access to this unified toolbox: a text browser, a GUI browser, and a terminal.
Okay, so they're using all the different tools at their disposal in this agent, and that's what agents do. Now, just going back to what this means, we know that people are doing conversational search. We know that the way people are finding information has changed. That's fine to get the information that we need. But now, if you're in ChatGPT, which has now got over 600 million users, we're talking a lot of people are using this tool, and it will continue to grow. Now, whether you're using that or Gemini or Grok or Perplexity or Claude or whatever LLM, people will start to use the LLMs. They will use them for their daily, I need this fixed, I need that fixed. The natural progression is to then set them a task to do what you want to do. So if you want to buy a particular product, you set the agent a task to not only go and research that product, find that product, grab the information, come back. It can now action and order the product, right? It can make suggestions, it can do all sorts. We have really moved into the next level. But the thing to remember is your company, your business, your website, how's that going to get found now, all right? It needs to have conversational information. It needs to have lots and lots of information about your product. That is valid, truthful information. This is what the AI assistants will also be looking for, because now they have access to the front end of the browser, as well as, of course, all the coding that goes on behind it. So to be able to make your site effective, if an AI assistant finds a website and it's got an AI assistant on it, it will utilize that AI assistant. It can go click, click and ask a question and generate an answer, or it can use all the information that's already there. This is a momentous shift in the way people will interact and ultimately spend money at your business. Okay, so let's go down and we'll have a look at a little bit more, and we'll see another section here that explains just a bit more. Go here and let's go and have a look at this.
And we saw that they were actually more deep research type prompts. For example, plan a trip and then book it. And so, yeah, we really feel like we're bringing the best of both worlds here. And on a personal note, we've all been friends for a while, and it's really exciting to be working together. So speaking of matches made in heaven, how is the wedding planning going?
It's amazing to watch. This is an example of a task I hate doing. This can ruin multiple hours for me as I get sucked into these rabbit holes. So just watching this as you guys have been talking, click through this and just do the whole thing is really quite remarkable.
Yeah, totally. Looks like it started off by figuring out the weather. One of the cool features is that, as some of these tasks may take a little bit longer, you can just go back and see what it was doing. So that's what we're exactly going to do. Looks like it went to the website, used the text browser, interestingly for that. Now looking through the suits for Edward, I think it'll find something good. Here you can see it switched over to actually a visual browser to make sure suit will look really good on Edward. And now looks like, it's good, chugging along, figuring out what to do, and still on suits, and now probably getting to the gifts section. Okay, cool. So this is going to take a while. As Sam said, these tasks sometimes can take a long time, so it's going to continue doing, hopefully much faster than we will do. Should we do something else while it's doing it? I think the team really wanted the stickers, some stickers.
Okay, so in this section, they set it another task, so we'll just jump forward into that. So this actually basically shows, they set it a task of going out, creating some stickers from an image of a mascot they've got. That was fine. But what is really interesting, at the end of this video, they start to show, they ask the agent to actually show what happens with the productivity and what the new agent brings compared to the old O3 model. So this is really quite interesting.
Finally, we care about how the users will benefit from our model in the real world. Spreadsheet Bench is a benchmark that measures the model's ability to edit spreadsheets derived from the real-world use case. Here, the agent model with the LibreOffice and the computer tool can already solve 30% of the task. When we give the model the access to the raw Excel file in the terminal, which further boosts the performance to 45%. Finally, we evaluated the model on an internal banking benchmark. This benchmark evaluated the model's ability to conduct first to third year investment banking analyst tasks, such as putting together a three-statement financial model for a Fortune 500 company.
Okay, so basically what they're talking about is, and if we look at that screen, we can actually see, go back down here, All right, look at this. This is what the human does. This is what GPT-3 is doing, which is the most advanced model at the moment. But you turn and combine all this tool use into an agent, look at the productivity gains. And this is the first rendition of their agent. Same here, we can see that the agent mode is far more efficient. Now, this is the gap that I'm talking about, right? Everything you do going forward, if you have got daily routines in your business, you want to take the human out of the loop and insert that with intelligence. As in my last video, why have 10% of the work done by the machine and 90% by the human? It should be flipped the other way. The ability there is to do it by the intelligence. Create the solutions using the intelligence, okay? So we'll go back and we'll have a look at just the very last final word that Sam Altman's got to say.
Before we wrap up, should we check in on some of the tasks we kicked off?
Yeah, let's do it. Okay, so I am going to open a new tab and make sure that we can see the progress of our stickers as well.
This is great. This is actually just shows how it all wraps up.
See.
I ordered some stickers
Right, so sounds
as part
like
of one of the prompts as
stickers
well.
are ready. Let me see what it actually. Okay, so cool thing. This is sort of the end result of the. Took about 7 minutes. Highly likely figured out everything. We'll go back and look at the trajectory and see how it did. But at the end result, it looks like it's added to the cart. This is the subtotal. I can just go ahead and look at it and then figure out. I can just take over at this point, as Casey said, to enter my credit card information and then place the order really quickly. Model is asking for confirmations, etc., as it's supposed to do. Let's just quickly browse through the trajectory and see what it actually did. Oh, it looks like it generated some stickers. Oh, look at that. That's what it did right there. I'll make see it sticker. Cool. So yeah, that's the task. I think I can, at this point, finish up by myself, or I can ask the model to actually go ahead and do it for me as well. Let's check on the wedding. Okay, great. Looks like it just finished in the nick of time.
Now take note of how
cool.
comprehensive
So
these
case,
reports are
as we
and
said,
actions.
We were looking for hotels, suits, and also shoes.
Okay,
So
where's your business in
come out
that
with a pretty
list?
comprehensive
Where is it going to be
report. It
found?
looks like wedding venue, date, when it is, with the Zilla links, dress codes. I figured out like what the suit recommendation should be, where you can buy. Now I can go ahead and buy myself, or I can ask the agent to go and buy for me. Also figured out footwear, hotel options. It actually looked through all the. It looked through all the availability. You can see actually it gives screenshots of what it checked. In this case, we use booking.com, and it's able to do that. Also has gift suggestions, etc. And next step, I can ask it, as you said, the agent says, hey, if you need assistance purchasing any item or.
Okay, so this is the $1 million question. Ask yourself, are you going to make your business ready and future-proof for this, which is happening right now? People have got no idea of what's going on. Seriously, you need to understand what is happening in the world of AI. Hopefully, these little talks that I give will enlighten you, but this is an unbelievable breakthrough. We all knew it was coming, and there will be a raft of agents being released. But the thing you've got to remember is, ask yourself, are you going to be ready for this, right? People will be using this technology. It will become commonplace. It might take another year or so before people start to have mass adoption, and over the next 2 or 3 years, certainly it'll be just the norm. So you need to prepare for it. So what we'll do in the next part, we'll go down and have a look at what the solution I've done and how I've addressed what I knew was coming, and this has just backed it up. It's just been released. So let's have a look at how we do it. And yeah, all right, we'll go and have a look now. Okay, so we can see down here the very first iteration of me testing my system to make sure that the conversation is picked up by LLMs and Google and Bing and all the rest of them. So this is designed purely for machines in effect. Now, obviously it's got a human interface. We can see here we've got ploy answered. That again, this page is all these links are really for the LLMs and AI assistants. Most humans won't come through and click on these. It's really just a list of what's been happening. So if we just select one, we'll go accommodation guide, that'll do, number 1. Okay, so we can see in the output here, we've got tips and info about the category accommodation guides, right? So it's got the answers here. And what I've done, I've got some basic images here. I'll click on that one. Look where that takes us. Okay, that takes us to another page. Night venue slides. click on this picture. So randomly, we can go through and have a look at. Now, I've started to dress this up a little bit, and in previous videos, I showed that we've added some images. This makes it a little bit more human friendly, but of course also search engine friendly because these images are of Phuket and they've all been done correctly. So again, go back to where apply answered, and we can see all the different categories that are created. So I won't go back over how we do all that, but that is in the solution itself. Now, based on the fact that we have to cater for humans and machines, we need to cater for the machines first. The machines are the most important ones because they're the ones, as you can see by the AI agents that are looking for them, that it has all the right coding and schema and everything for them to pick up. Now, let's jump up to, let's make the site look pretty for everybody, but super functional as well. So Chiang Mai Maya, which is another site I've got here, this is a very nice looking human interface that works both on the browser and we can see here on the phone as well. So we've made it nice and pretty. It's got lots of links. It's got a map so you know where you are. It's got all the latest outputs. So the whole idea is now we've proven that the system works for the LLMs and for Google and for Bing. We can make it a bit pretty and practical. So to give you an idea of the power of AI, right, I'm just going to ask a question here, right? So I'll click on the microphone button and I'll ask a question and I'll say, allow while visiting the site. Sounds fair. I would like to learn about meditation courses. What is available near the Old Town? Okay, so if we have a look here, it will, well, I better refresh the page first, that might help. I had this page set up ready to go, so we need to do it again. Okay, we'll try that. Take two. I would like to do a meditation course. Is there one located near the Old Town? Okay, so what it'll do, of course, going using the AI, answering the question, generating an email to the site user for the actual question, then sanitizing the answer of that question, publishing that question to the website as conversation into the category that it decides is the category that is the best category for it to go into. Then what it does, it'll create a pin on the map over here. So we can see there are several options. So here's our answer. Right, quite a comprehensive answer there with links of how to get to the place, which is a very interesting thing because that is part 2 of this whole system that I've got. And that is notifying people that they're on the website. Anyway, that continues in that journey. So I'm just going to refresh the page here and we should see here that that question's been put into health and wellness. So there we go. And there's pins created over here as well. So the pins are showing these top 5, which are the top 5 latest questions. So we can see the health and wellness has come up there. Now, with events, which is a separate section, right? I want to add an event. So say I'm a coffee shop or whatever, right? So it's got here, see the latest promotions below. You can promote. So here's 2 latest promotions. Let's have a look here. What's this? This one here. We click on that link and that'll take us to what events and festivals are happening in October and November. Okay, so it will actually give us the events and festivals that are happening in October, plus some other nice fancy links here now with an explanation about what's going on. So catering for the humans, catering for the LLMs and search engines. Okay, so let's go back to home here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to just create an event. I'm just going to imagine I've got a coffee shop here and I'm going to put in, hey Maya, promote my event please. We'll just copy that from there. Paste. Actually, let's make one up. Dave's Day of Rowing on the River at 9 a.m. at the riverfront, only 100 Thai baht per person. I better give it a date. Let's say we'll go the 19th of July 2025. Okay, so I'm a coffee shop or I'm running a rowing event or whatever I'm doing. I can just go straight to the AI assistant. I can request that my event be published. The AI then, of course, analyzes, works out if it's actually an event, if it's not garbage, if it's not someone trying to spam the network or whatever. It then dedicates that and puts it into the category, right? It will also then remind me, okay, you can promote an event. Please be respectful when using our service. If you have any other requests, service do it, right? So what we'll do is we'll just resubmit that. So we'll make sure it's already told us and warned us that this is what we need to do. Paste that in, click on here, and that should now create a fully fledged event. Now that event will then get added to the live event. So it's instantaneous. If you've got 50% off your coffee, you can tell the world straight away, instantly, because the AI will go through and make sure it's sanitized before the output is put in there. So we can't have people putting links to bad sites or saying bad things. The event is being created. Here is the event. Okay, so it's created the event. Now, if I hit refresh, watch what happens down here. I'll refresh this. And hey presto, look, we've got Dave's events, Dave's rowing event. Let's actually put it in twice, so it did it the first time. But anyway, that's fine. Then what I can do is I can actually go back and I can delete that because obviously that event's not real. But you can see straight away that it's adding these events of what's going on, events and festivals, right? So if I want to go into the events and festivals page, I can click on that. And that will have the information about my rowing day, okay? Plus a few other events that are down there. Now, I'm going to remove that. So of course we can go into our software here. We'll go into here. We're not in Sutherland Sally. We're going to go into Chiang Mai Maya. Okay, so we'll go in there and we'll have a look. All right, so then what we'll do is we'll look at the transcript where we've got the transcript of double login, make it nice and safe. Okay, all right, so events and festivals. Now, I'm going to delete that event and festival. It is going to remove it from the list and it'll confirm up here that it's been removed from the list. All right, so it's deleted it from the events and we'll delete that one as well, just for good measure. We don't want people showing up to this rowing day tomorrow when it is totally fictitious. Okay, so that should now be gone. So if we go back to the page and back to the home page here, where are we? Go back home and we should see that that has now been removed. We've still got a health and wellness question because that was one of the latest 5 questions asked. And now we're back to where we were. So what I've basically done is I've created the site to be friendly for humans, added a few things like live weather and live exchange rates and the latest news. So humans will still use this, obviously, because the whole idea is you scan the app and ask it questions about your destination. It is a very helpful app as well. So that is the actual value product that you're getting. Okay, so just in summary, OpenAI have now worldwide released their AI agent, right? This will become the way that people use it. When you noticed what actually happened, if your business is out there ready, because this research won't be done by humans, it's not going to be someone clicking there, oh, that's a nice picture, let's do that. It's all done, okay? So you need to make sure that you own the conversation and you need to make sure that you're out there. Let's use the productivity of AI to get you there to do that. That is the missing piece. Think of AI as buying intelligence. I keep talking about it, but that's all you're basically doing. And we can see by the video, the intelligence is going up and up and up, which means the amount of work done by the humans can get smaller and smaller, and the amount of work done by the AI gets bigger and bigger. That's what we want. We want the AI doing all the hard, backbreaking, monotonous work. The human can cast the eye over it, check it, make sure it's okay. But imagine a system now with a company that decides to adopt AI. They've got 90% more productivity in the future. So if your business doesn't adopt it, your competition is, okay? All right, well, thanks again for the time. I'll see you in the next one. And yes, the world of AI is moving very fast. Okay, catch you in the next one.